First things first, let's talk about your signature, man.
Yeah.
How did this come to be? Did ESP approach you? Did you, like, how did that work?
Yeah. They, we'd been with them for, quite a long time as it is, and they were like, hey, do you want to work together? Do you want to have your own guitar? And for me, that was like, wow, I can't believe that, because all my favorite artists, growing up, all the bands that I love, guess what? They're jamming along playing ESPs.
Right.
So, for me, getting that opportunity, it was a no-brainer, and it was a huge win.
Grab one. Let's talk about it really quick, because there's some interesting little details about this. Now, how much input did you have in the design? Like, did you pick the body shape?
So I've always sort of played, this classic,
Strat style.
Yeah, this kind of style. Kurt Hammett from Metallica, he's one of my all-time favorites.
For sure.
So I always like the visual look. I do have the odd one with the reverse headstock like he does. But at the end of the day, this kind of shape was, what I wanted to base everything off. So
it's nice, man.
Yeah, and I just got the can't falter the 81s.
I think it's our age, dude, because people younger than us are like all onto some other shit, but for whatever reason, my ears are like dialed in for an 81 sound.
Me
I love
too.
it.
And who knows, maybe we're just creatures of habit.
Yeah.
And it's just like, this is all we know, and we're just, can't teach an old dog new tricks.
Maybe.
But I have tried, I've tried all the latest and greatest, and I don't know, there's just something about these things that just seem to, cover everything I want to do. So,
dude, one of the biggest advantages, I think, to transcending hardcore into the metal band that you guys have become is you're on stages so big you can have a fucking pointy headstock.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Yeah, well, that's the thing. These things used to be lethal
weapons. It's dangerous, man.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Like, back in the days when we used to have people storming the stage and, just hitting us, and like, I'm like fearful, like you hit someone with that, and particularly here, you're getting sued and you're never coming back.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's a point, but yeah, we're sweet now.
Yeah.
We don't have the stage invasions too much anymore.
Yeah, anyone that's ever caught like a Stephen Carpenter signature to the face can attest to that sucks.
Absolutely.
So bad.
Near-death experience.
Let's talk strings and gauges, because I know that you guys have a couple of different tunings on this run.
Correct.
And so this is set up obviously for what, B?
Yeah, so this is drop B. So we've got a 60 on the bottom here.
A bass string.
Yeah, basically. Yeah. They have to be kind of,
big old thick daddy.
got a bit of tension there, otherwise, you lose tuning and it just feels weird.
Sure.
So yeah, I play like, I play down, what am I, 62 to 10. So I actually have these fairly light on the bottom because I'm getting older and I don't want to work any harder than I have to.
Yeah, totally. That took me a long time to figure out.
Yeah. I mean, I mess around. Like if I'm playing more and my fingers are feeling strong, I'll up it to 11. I'll up every string up a little bit, so it's like a little bit more of a challenge and a little bit more resonance and all that. But yeah, quite often, I'll just leave these pretty loose and easy to bend and all that. So
no, was string through a design choice for the sustain, or? Yeah,
I mean, I like sustain. I've actually been struggling with that a little bit on this tour. Like when we play in Europe, we have these massive, like side fill and all these foldbacks everywhere, and I can kind of like just lean up to it and get it nice, where I'm getting that nice sustain. But for solos, if I want to hold a note or something like that. But I've had a bit of trouble with that on this tour.
And these are neck through construction as well, right?
Correct.
Right.
Yeah.
And then the body wood is, do you know?
This is alder wood. Yeah. So very solid. I mean, I've bashed the hell out of these things, and I've basically never been out of tune. Like maybe like if I accidentally belt something, like super hard and it physically hits it, but I don't even. The tuning is so good that I don't even check during the show.
Damn.
I spend a lot of time in the studio. My ears know when things off by 4 cents or whatever.
Sure.
And I don't even have to look. And that's a big one, like
locking tuners are a big deal for metal, for sure.
Total game changer.
And you're playing telephone poles for strings, so that kind of helps.
That helps as well. That helps as well.
Right on. Yeah. I love the volume one switch. That's so slick.
Yeah,
dude.
and like that's kind of like a bit of a Parkway Drive thing too. Like we found in the past, like the more we make things, like we try and do heaps of different pedals and all these chords going patching in out of here, oh, effects loop this, let's try this, the more trouble we have. One of those chords goes, and your whole rig stuff. You're miming, you're trying to solo, and I'm miming. I'm like, well, I'm not even coming out of the PA. Yeah. What do I do? Because one of these things.
It's so uncomfortable. Because what do you do?
Yeah, you're screwed.
Weird.
And so that our mentality is, you're better off simplifying a bit for the confidence that you'll get from the fact that there's a 99.9% chance your shit's not going to fuck up.
Nothing's fucking up. Love that.
Yeah. That's kind of like our thing,
Yeah. Well, and we'll get to the rest of your rig in a minute because you guys have kind of got it bulletproof at this point. So we've got this for older stuff and heavier stuff.
Correct.
And identical backup.
That's right. That's right. Just in case.
Totally.
Which is a waste of time because I've basically never needed it ever. So.
Right.
But yeah, got one just in case.